What's going on, you guys? Nomicon here, bringing you my perspective as to what Entertech is bringing us, and I'm gonna do a quick video on my thoughts on the roster for the United States' roster for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And I'm not gonna discuss this alone. I'm discussing this with the one and only Scooter. How are you doing today?
Howdy, what's up? How is everyone?
All right. Yeah, so let's get to business. So the first players that we're gonna start up is the goalkeepers. So the goalkeepers are Matt Freese, Matt Turner, and Chris Brady. Not no surprising picks, honestly. Although for the third place, I personally would have gone with Patrick Schulte, but Chris Brady's not even gonna play anyway, so it doesn't matter to me, honestly. So in terms of who's going to be the starter, I think it's going to be Matt Freese. But I know that Turner has the World Cup experience, but in terms of who's in form for our country, it's got to be Matt Freese. He has kept us. He has kept us from getting from our country getting a blowout, as opposed to Turner. Do you agree, Scooter?
Yeah, I don't know. I really only watch the Sounders when I watch MLS because that's my MLS team. So I'll admit, like all of the MLS keepers, I'm not really paying attention to like how they're doing that well on at the club level. But apparently Matt Turner is in the best form out of all the American keepers in MLS. That being said, basically since the last World Cup, or actually that's a little unfair. Maybe since we won the Nations League in 2023, I think Matt Turner has been kind of shambolic every time he's played for us. Like the Switzerland game comes to mind. He was pretty terrible in that game. And then the Belgium game was kind of weird. Like he made one very bad mistake and he did make a couple of good saves, but overall, like you definitely felt not comfortable the whole time. And even though I don't think Matt Freese is like the best goalkeeper of all time, and he's probably like a downgrade on Turner from 2022, I do think he's our best option right now, at least from what we've seen at the international level. And all you need is a goalie to play pretty well for you know for the US's case. Hopefully 5 to 6 games. 6 games would be incredible. And I think that he can do that. I was surprised Brady was called up just because he'd never been called up before. But happy for him. Like you said, he's probably not going to play. This might sound like kind of like haterade from me. I probably wouldn't have even called up Turner. I would have called in Cochin just because, like, I don't know, man. Every time he's played for us recently, it's been so bad. Like, it's like I will feel very uncomfortable if we have to go for him if Freeze gets hurt.
Apparently, there are rumors that Cochin is training with the other goalkeepers. There was another goalkeeper, but I do know Cochin is one of them.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. I mean, look, again, like you said, he's probably not going to play. And, he hasn't even played any professional minutes, so who knows if he's any good. It's more so, it's like, man, like, I don't trust Turner at all.
yeah. I don't. Neither do I. I feel way more secure with Freeze, even though the gap,
Yeah.
even though the gap between Freeze and Turner isn't that big. I just feel way more secure with Freeze.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel as well.
All right, let's move on to the defenders. The defenders are Alex Freeman, Max Arfson, Miles Robinson, Joe Scally, Serginho Dest, Mark McKenzie, Tim Ream, Anthony Robinson, Chris Richards, and Austin Trusty. Most of these are not surprising call ups. Most of these I expect them to come in. The one questionable decision for me is Miles Robinson. I'm not sure why we need another center back. Unless we're playing three center backs And when we play with, but I don't know why you need another center back when Alex Freeman can play a center back. Joe Scally can play a center back, even though his main position is a right back. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, and Miles has been Miles for me. He's been a liability for us, but apparently he's been pretty good for in MLS lately. So what are your thoughts, Scooter?
Also, okay, I actually have no issue with like a lot of people have complained that we called in too many center backs. I personally am very much in favor of us playing in a back three. Like I know that sounds kind of odd considering center back is kind of a problem issue or a problem position in our pool, but like under Potts, whenever we played in a back three, in my opinion, we played significantly better than the games where we've played in a back four.
That
Like
is true.
we've kind of honestly looked pretty shambolic. So I think that bringing more center backs was actually a good idea, especially when our best center back, Chris Richards, his health is kind of up in the air and he's in the squad, but like, who knows? Maybe he won't be able to start the first or second game or something like that. Um, so I'm okay with them bringing extra center backs. I don't think Miles is like the best center back of all time, but I do think like I do kind of at least understand why Poch brought him. I think back in particular the Paraguay match where we played in a back three and Miles was there and I thought played pretty well. So I know like especially after the Berhalter era, like you probably hear this about center backs and like don't want to hear it because they would describe like this is sort of what people would say to like support Aaron Long and people like that. And Miles has definitely had his games where he's played pretty bad, but I do understand why Poch would want to bring him to bring in a little bit of like aerial prowess and speed on the back line. So that I'm not really too disappointed that we brought him. I don't want to start him, I'll put it that way, but like I at least understand the selection. I think like the biggest one I probably would have an issue with would be Reem because I just think he's done. But at the same
Yeah,
time, like I can't fault bringing a guy who's a leader and has very solid like off the field like intangibles into the roster. I like the player, so I'm not mad we called him up, but I do think calling up Scally is a little weird in the context of this roster because like Dest is better than him for sure. I personally think Freeman's better than him.
yeah,
So like that would make him, a third choice right back, which is kind of a weird thing to bring to a World Cup. But that being said, like you said, he has like positional versatility. So that's probably why he got called in. And then for my starters, I'm thinking, obviously depending on Richards' health, I would do Richards, McKenzie, Freeman in the back line with
yep,
Robinson on the left and Dest on the right.
yep,
Oh,
yep.
plus Way is also somewhere in there. And I think
Oh
if we
yeah,
play with a back three, he would probably end up as a wing back as well.
yeah. That is true. Yeah, that is true. Now we move on to the midfielders. This one is the spicy point. This is the spicy discussion. Why is it the spicy discussion? Well, look how many midfielders we called up. We called up six. We called up six midfielders. We called up Giovanni Reina, Sebastian Berhalter, Tyler Adams, Malik Tillman, Weston McKennie, and Christian Roldan. The biggest talking point is Tyler Adams. Now Tyler Adams by himself isn't the big deal. The the bigger question is who's going to replace Tyler Adams. You notice that Tanner Tessman nor Aiden Morris hasn't called up. They played the same exact position Tyler Adams plays in. Tyler Adams is a central defensive midfielder. He's basically our destroyer. He's basically our answer to Gennaro Gattuso. So, but there are rumors that Testament is hurt, and Morris, I guess Poch didn't didn't wasn't not impressed on what he saw. I know you, Scooter, do not rate Morris at all. Do you? Are you agree? Do you agree with his exclusion?
So it's kind of tough because, like you said, like I think that we could really use a guy of his profile, and I think that is lacking from the roster in terms of the fact that, like, if Tyler Adams goes down, we're in deep trouble. Like that being said, I think we were in trouble anyway, no matter what. If Tyler Adams gets hurt, I like Morris's profile, but like he just flatters to deceive every time I watch him. Like, going back to that Paraguay game, like he almost made us tie the game because he got cooked so bad he did the splits. Like he just isn't up to the level necessary, in my opinion, based off of what I've seen at international level. Like I know he's been great in the championship, but honestly, like you've seen with plenty of players who played in the championship, like Josh Sargent comes to mind. Like some of them are good for the national team and end up delivering, and then there's plenty who succeed in the championship and then do not play up to par for the national team.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have brought Morris. Tessman is an interesting one. I think it's kind of shocking if he is healthy and we don't bring him.
Yeah.
But that being said, like I think he's really good on the ball. I think he's kind of soft. Like I think you would need to play him with another defensive midfielder. Like I don't think if Tyler Adams went down that like you could just put Tanner Tessman in as his replacement alone. Like I think we would get completely overrun. Um so like because of that, like if I were to bring Tanner Tessman, let's say he's healthy and Poch is leaving him out, like I would disagree with that. But I also probably would bring at least one of Berhalter Roldan and probably both if you're going to bring Tessman, in my opinion,
Right. Right. Right.
because of the injuries to or because of the injury to Johnny.
Yeah. 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 This if yeah if Johnny wasn't injured, he definitely would have been called up. That's for sure.
Yeah, I probably would have started him, even though like I know he's looked terrible for the national team, but like
Yeah.
he clearly is a good player, like, and he hasn't gotten like as many chances as like Sargent, for example, did. So, like, in my opinion, I would still just try to roll him out in the friendlies and see if he plays well. And
Yeah.
then if he didn't, then you, I guess, go Adams, West, and Tillman or something like that. But like, if you can get him to play well for the national team, I would have gone Adams, Johnny, West in the midfield, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. That is true. That is true. And now we move on to our attack. Our attackers are Brendan Aronson, Florian Balogun, Ricardo Pepi, Tim Weah, Christian Pulisic, Haji Wright, and the most unexpected one, Alejandro Zendejas. So this is another big talking point because there was another player that people expected to call up, but he wasn't called up. His name was Diego Luna from Real Salt Lake. People were pretty sad that he has not been called up, but if you were to, but I feel like it was between him or Zendejas, and if I were to choose either, it's definitely Zendejas. Maybe it's me being biased because I'm a fan of Los Águilas de América, but Zendejas, even when America is at its worst, has shown up. Los Águilas are literally the biggest club, in North America. Not even close. So Alejandro Zendejas getting called up absolutely deserved. I'm so happy he's here. Do you agree, Scooter?
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to get called up because he hadn't been in a lot of the recent rosters other than that one where we played Japan and he scored. But I'm happy he made it. I would have called him up. Uh, like I do feel bad for Diego Luna. I I don't blame Poch for not calling him up though, because I feel like Luna is still unproven at the highest level of the international game compared to Zendejas or even Brendan Aronson, who's like not a player I really like. And honestly, like if he got left off for Luna, I would not care at all. But I at least can understand why Poch didn't bring him. Now, I do think it's ridiculous that he's been used in all of the marketing and then they didn't bring him. Like I think that's kind of
Not
not a very nice thing to do to a
that
player.
wasn't Poch, which is not Poch's fault, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I mean, I think Diego Luna totally could have been here. I'm not particularly outraged that he's not. I think it could have gone either way. I also like I know a lot of people are upset that Gio Reyna made it over Diego Luna, and I can kind of understand that one more so than like Zendejas because Gio never plays. But
Yeah.
I will say when Gio actually does play, he looks pretty good.
Yep.
And he's proven at a much higher level than Luna.
Yep.
So, I'm not going to fault anyone if they wanted to bring Diego Luna over Gio Reyna. And Gio Reyna, honestly, is not always the most likable character, but I also understand why Poch brought him, and I probably would have brought him myself as like a wild card 26th guy on the roster type of deal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And with Diego Luna being unproven, one example is the Gold Cup final versus Mexico. He was a ghost. Like, yeah, I didn't know he was even playing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And like,
and he got rammed. Jorge Sanchez kept him in check. Jorge Sanchez, the one defender that every Mexican national team fan hates. Do you know how bad of a player you had to be outclassed by Jorge Sanchez?
yeah, and like to go further off of that, like there's teams we're going to play in this World Cup if we want to do as well as we hope to that are significantly better than Mexico. So like if Diego Luna can't get it done against Mexico, he's probably not good enough to do it against teams better than them. In my vision. Now, who knows? That's maybe not completely fair, but that's sort of how I view it.
Yeah. That and honestly, that'll be it for our thoughts on the roster. As for our expectations on how far the U.S. can go, honestly, I have no expectations. I just want us to get out of the group. I will be satisfied. I don't need anything else. Just get out of the group. With the fact that we got grouped at the Copa America on home soil, and with our recent poor performances at the friendlies, just get out of the group, please. That's all I want. Yeah, do you agree, Scooter?
I actually am not really that worried that we're going to make it out of the group. Part of that is because now a lot of the third place teams can get out of the group. So basically, like if you win a single game by multiple goals and don't get blown out, like even if you finish third in your group, you have a good chance of advancing. And when you consider that all of the teams in our group are like roughly pretty similar in talent level, I would say, like, you can argue Turkey is probably the best team by a little bit. Australia is probably the worst team on talent by a little bit. But like, any of those teams can definitely beat each other on their day, in my opinion. So like because of that, yeah, like if it was like the old World Cup, I would be somewhat worried about getting out of the group. But I think it would be a pretty like even compared to normal, I think it would be a pretty massive failure if we failed to like get out of the group here. Like in my opinion, worse than the Copa America.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
yeah. Definitely, definitely. Because at least with the Copa America, not a lot of Americans know what the Copa America is. Everyone here in America knows what the World Cup is. It's everyone here knows what the World Cup is. Like, do not argue with me, Europeans or South Americans. Americans know what the World Cup is. Shut up.
Yeah, yeah. Now I think we'll make the round of 16. But it's also kind of tough to say how far you're going to make it in a knockout competition when we have no idea what the draw is going to look like. And honestly, as we've seen recently, this team can be incredibly bipolar. Like, I didn't foresee getting smoked by Belgium. I did not foresee us smoking Uruguay. So, anything can happen.
Yeah,
I think they probably make it to the round of 16 and lose. Probably not getting smoked, but probably fairly comfortably by like a Portugal or someone like that would be my guess.
yeah, that's how I feel. I mean, yeah, I mean, everyone is expecting us to be top eight, but even that
I
would
mean, that
be
would be
amazing.
awesome, but I think that's hard, especially when you consider we have to win a whole nother knockout round game compared to before,
Yeah,
right? Like, for example, like in 2002, like that was kind of a lucky circumstance where, like that Mexico team was obviously really good, but like it was also luck that we got paired up with them and not, say, another team who was just as good as Mexico, but we don't see them nearly as often. Or like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
whereas like this, even though, yeah, obviously, like on paper, you're gonna play a worse team in the round of 32 than you would in old editions in the round of 16. Like, you still have to win 2 knockout games to make the quarterfinals, and
hmm
I think that's kind of a tough ask
yeah.
for
That is a
the U.S. team right now, and honestly, any U.S. team in the past.
yeah, that is yeah, that is a tall ask. To be fair, that is a really tough ask. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but you know,
I
I
guess
still am choosing to stay optimistic. It's been kind of a weird cycle with a lot of downs, but at the end of the day, like it only takes a couple of games of them getting hot, and you have a good tournament.
yep,
So we'll see what
yeah,
happens.
yeah. All it takes. I mean,
I
man,
will also say I think we looked pretty good in all three of the games. Like all three of our group opponents we played recently, and we beat 2 of them. And Turkey, we lost, but we played them with our Gold Cup team, and I thought pretty well. And it arguably would have been a tie if Johnny Cardozo didn't have like the worst moment of his
yeah,
career. So now that being said, I think Turkey will come out with a lot more intensity in this game than that game. But my point is more that like we are clearly competitive with all of these teams.
yep,
There's not a team in the group that's going to just come out and smoke us
right,
if we play to our potential.
right. Well, as of the making of this video, in a few days we're gonna be facing against Senegal. Senegal has a let's be real here. That is a way better. They have a way better team than us. We do not have a player like Sadio Mane, nor Koulibaly, nor Papagay, not even a Nico Jackson. So, well, best of luck to best of luck to us. I don't even know if there's going to be more Senegalese or Americans in Atlanta. Honestly, I've never to be
That's a
fair.
good question. I mean, I don't know. I've never met anyone who's Senegalese in the U.S., so
Same.
I don't think it would be like Colombia or something like that. But
Yeah.
that being said, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if more Senegalese fans.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll
I
see.
will say also though they are able to attach the World Cup like to this friendly because it's like a warm up friendly, so that might improve attendance compared to normal.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Well, we are as of the making of this video, we are 2 weeks away from the FIFA World Cup. Oh my God, we are 2 weeks away from the World Cup. I actually cannot believe. Oh my God, we're so close. Wow. Okay. Um, yeah. If so I will ask. So if any of you guys want to check out anything Scooter's doing, he can tell you what social media accounts that he has where you can follow him. So I will ask Scooter that where can people find you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really active in a soccer social media. function anymore on Twitter or anything like that. I will say, leave a comment in the video if you're interested in joining our CONCACAF FC Discord, and I will be happy to add you to that. We have a lot of fun conversations in there. One of our long-term members is boycotting because Arsenal won the title. So yeah, it's a good time, and I would highly recommend it.
I haven't heard from him in a while. That might explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I will put the link to that Discord server down in the description down below. As for me, you can follow me on Instagram, Backlog, and Letterboxd down in the description down below. This is Nomicon. Have have a night. Let's hope we have a good World Cup. I'll see you guys next time.